Assalamu alaikum students, welcome to all abstracts online sport program for the class of 10th. This is week number 2 in which we will study the remaining topics of chapter number 1 problem solving. This is the last topic of your chapter number 1, which is about to draw flow chart, and we will learn and practice different kinds of flow chart related to the problem solving. Our topic of discussion is flow charts to solve problems. In this lessons, we will learn that the algorithms that were presented in the previous lessons will be converted into flowchart for better understanding of the logic of the problem solving. Objective of our lesson are the use of flowchart symbols, in which we will learn that what are the different symbols and their use, and how can we use in drawing the flowchart. To learn today's lesson, we will take a recap of previous lesson, in which we learned the basic concept of flowchart. You know that flowchart is a pictorial representation of an algorithm. It represents a diagram that shows a flow of control of a problem. The flowchart also shows the steps as boxes of various kinds and their order by connecting the boxes with arrows. The use of flowchart symbols. Flowchart is drawn using standard symbols. There are 7 standard symbols which have specific meaning and functions. First symbol is flow line symbol, which is used to connect flowchart symbols with each other and to indicate the flow of control of the problem. The second symbol is start and stop symbol. This symbol is like a oval symbol which is used to start and stop the flowchart. It is used to indicate the start and end of a flowchart. We can only write words start or stop inside this symbol. A flowchart only have one start, but it have many ends. Parallelogram symbol represents input and output operations in a flowchart. It means that it is used to give input and to get the required result and output. Rectangle symbol is used to indicate the calculation or formula. All the calculations appear inside the processing symbol, such as uh, area of a triangle. You know that the formula of area of triangle is A is equal to pi r square. We will write this formula inside the rectangle symbol. Decision symbol, a diamond shaped symbol which represents decision in a flowchart, and it contains a condition. If the condition is true, the path marked yes is to be followed. If the condition becomes false, the path marked no is to be followed. The words true or false can also be used instead of yes or no. connector symbols. There are two types of connector symbols, on page and off page connector. These symbols are used to connect one part of the flowchart to another part of the flowchart. Before drawing the flowchart to solve any problem, the input to the flowchart, type of calculation to be performed, and required output must be defined. Means that before drawing any type of flow chart, first of all we must indicate the input, calculations, and output must be defined. In this example or problem, we have to find the sum, product, and average of five numbers. For this purpose, first of all, we will start the flowchart with the oval symbol. Then we will use the parallelogram for input purpose, as we have to take input of five numbers. That's why we take A, B, C, D and E variables. Then we will do the calculations, and the calculations are very simple, as we simply have to find the addition, multiplication, and average of five numbers. That's why we will use the rectangle symbol. After performing the calculations, we will get the output, and we will indicate the output in the parallelogram, and after that we will stop this flowchart. This is flowchart number 2, which have to find the largest of three unequal numbers. Again, we will start with the oval like symbol, then we will use the parallelogram for input purpose, and then we will use the decision symbol, as if one number is larger than other two, it must be greater than B, and it must be greater than C. If the condition becomes true, then we will go to the yes path, and on the yes path we will get the output of A. If the condition becomes false, then we go to another condition, in which we will check for B variable. In this case, B is greater than C and B is also greater than A. If again this condition becomes true, then output will be B. Otherwise, we will go with the no path, and on the no path we will get the C output, which is largest. For this purpose, we have no need to apply the decision symbol. Flowchart number 7, in which we have to find the exponent of a given number. Exponent means we have to find the power of a number. Like in mathematics, you have calculated the square of the number, the fourth power of the number, the fifth power of the number, or taking the cube of the number. The same way, in this example or flow chart, we will learn that how can we calculate the power or exponent of the number. First of all, we will start our flow chart. Then we will take the input. In input, we have to need the two variables. One is n and another one is e. N is basically the number, and e basically the power or exponent of the variable n. Then we need to another variable. One variable is p used for product, and the other variable is k, whose value is equal to 1. In the next step, we will calculate or we will multiply the p, means product multiplied with the number, and then we are increasing the value of k by 1, and we will move to the next step. In the next step we have the condition in which we have to check the value of k lesser than or equal to exponent. Means we had taken k value which compare with the exponent variable. It will uh, continue its progress until the condition becomes false, and when the value of k is greater than equal to greater than exponent, then we will get the output, means we will get the exponent of the number. Flowchart number 8, which is uh, used to print the odd numbers from 1 to 100. In this example, we will learn that how can we print the odd numbers from the range 1 to 100. Again, we will start with the oval symbol. Then we will take a variable and initialize it with the value of 1. Then uh, we will simply print it, because you know that 1 is the odd number. Then we will go to the next step. On the next step, we have a formula in which we are adding 2 into the initial value of k, and we know that initial value of k is 1, and when we will plus 2, we will get k is equal to 3. Then we have a condition in which we have to check it. If the condition is lesser than 100, then we will go for with the yes option. In the yes option, we will have to again print the value of k, and this process will continue until the condition becomes false. In this problem, we have to print the multiplication of a given number. Means we have to perform the multiplication of the number. Again, we will start our flow chart with the start symbol. Then we will use the parallelogram for input purpose. Here we only need one type of variable for input. In the next step, we will initialize the variable k with 1. In the next step, we will multiply the n with the k. Means like if we want to print the table of 5 digit, so that where the value of n is 5 and the value of k we already initialize it, and in this step we are multiplying. In the next step we are taking or getting the output of the result. Like in the first step, you know that 5 or 7 ones are 7. In the next step, we are increasing the value of k by 1, and then we are checking the value of k which with 12 digit. If the value of k lesser than 12, then um, we will move to the yes path. In the yes path, we are again multiplying n with k. Now we have the value of k is 2, and then and n is the constant value which we have given in the first step, and this process continues until the value of k becomes 13, and then the flowchart will end. Problem number 13, flowchart to find the factorial of the number. For this purpose, we need only one variable to input, and we take n variable as input. In the next step, we are doing the calculations, means we are starting two other variables f and k with one value. In the next step, we are multiplying f with the k, and we are increasing the value of uh, k by 1. In the next step, we have the decision symbol. In the decision symbol, we are checking the value of k with the value of n. If the value of k is lesser than or equal to n, then we will follow the yes path. In the yes path, we again do calculations, and until the value of k becomes greater than n. After that, we have the answer or the required result of the. I hope all of you have learned the topic very well. If you need any kind of help, you may ask. Uh, the problems which we had not discussed in this lesson, this is your responsibility to complete them. And if you face any kind of difficulty in those examples, you can ask from me. Till then, Allah Hafiz. Goodbye.